Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today, we'll be going over a 34mm, that's right, 34mm case. This is a Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date 34, not a date just, not an Oyster Perpetual, it is a Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date 34 in a silver dial, index hour markers, all in oyster steel, including the domed steel bezel with an oyster style bracelet. Reference number 115200. I'll be going over the case, the dial, the bezel, crown functions, the movement, as well as the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of these throughout this video. Alright, and as indicated in the name, Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date 34. This is a 34mm case from finger to thumb. Alright, it has the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and winding crown, as you would expect from any other, Rolex Oyster Perpetual style timepiece. And it also has the domed bezel. All of this in oyster steel, which is Rolex's own proprietary blend of steel with other elements to ensure that high polish and sustainability, that really strong durability rather, to in equal measure with the high polish. So you get the good looks and the durability of that steel working together. The bezel here is domed. There's no fluting here. That means it is entirely made of steel. So you're certainly getting a very solid money's worth and a very good cohesive look as well, with the high polish of the case very, meeting with the high polish of that domed bezel very nicely and quite elegantly. Now moving into the dial, we have the silver sunray type of dial. Has almost that sunburst type of look to it. Very, quite a staple among the Oyster Perpetual line of watches. And also we have the index hour markers applied with 18 karat gold, and they also have luminescence on them. Now, turning out the lights here, you can actually see that it glows quite brightly. All right, and my camera is actually focusing quite nicely on them. That's because they're super bright. These are Rolex's own, I believe it's Chromolite luminescence applied onto these hour markers. Let me see if I can focus nicely on there. There we go. All right, Chromolite hour markers, so you can see it in just about any lighting situation, any low light environment. Very easy to read, especially on those hands, the hour and minute hands. Turning lights back on so we can actually see it nicely. Okay, so very easy to read in any lighting situation. That's the benefit of having the index hour markers. Roman numerals and diamond hour markers don't give you that luxury of being able to see it at night. All right. Now looking at the track of the dial here, the outer track, we have the second or minute track. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. It does its job. It's very easy to see. It's rather low on the visual hierarchy scale, so it's not something that you will see all the time, because you will be seeing the hour, minute, and the index markers first before you would see the outer track. All right. Nothing too spectacular there, but it is there to fill the function of being able to set the time properly. And when it comes to setting the time, let's go over the functions here. Actually, just below this Cyclops lens, you have that date aperture, which is actually indicative of that date form of this watch, right? And also there's a Cyclops lens built in directly onto the sapphire crystal on the front, scratch resistant as well. All right, now onto the functions here. Simply unwind the crown to the first position. All you need to do is just wind it clockwise to charge up the mainspring, which then charges the power reserve for this watch. More on that in a moment. Pull out to the second position. You can then rotate it clockwise about a quarter turn to advance the date by 1. All right, so it's a very short throw, very easy to set the date, and when you find yourself on, say, the 30th of a month, you can just do a half turn, and there you go, 1st of the next month very easily. pull out the crown to the final position, and notice that it stops that seconds hand, allowing that hacking function to allow you to set the time precisely as required, right, by moving the minute hand. Once you're done with that, simply press the crown all the way back in and wind it tightly against the case to ensure the waterproofness down to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. All right, there we go. And so what makes all this possible? It is the in-house made Rolex caliber 3135. It has the same standards as you would find in any other Rolex, the ±2 second per day time differential after casing, which exceeds Swiss standards of timekeeping. It has the center hour, minute, and seconds hands with the instantaneous date with the rapid setting. No issue there, just like any other Datejust. It also has the stop seconds for precise time setting, as I had just demonstrated, allowing you to set the time precisely. Very useful, especially when you have that minute and second track on the perimeter of this very easy to read dial. It also has the paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, which means that it will essentially stay resistant to magnetic disturbances nearby. Don't get close to an MRI with this, but just day-to-day wearing, there's no issue there. It does not have the Paraflex shock absorbers, or at least the Rolex website doesn't actually indicate that there are Paraflex shock absorbers, so be very careful when handling this, in rough situations, but people who get this are probably not going into rough situations anyway, so there's actually nothing to worry about there. It also has the bidirectional self-winding via a perpetual rotor, meaning that once you have wound this to its fullest, you can then just wear this on your wrist and it will continue to charge, because that rotor will continue to charge the main spring, which will charge all the way up to an approximate 48 hours of power reserve. That's not as much as the current generation of Datejust watches, but it's still very serviceable. And when we're looking at the overall picture here, considering this watch, silver dial, all steel, this is an everyday wear sort of watch. You won't run out of power reserve. You can set this down on a Friday evening. You'll have to pick it back up on Sunday, a pretty leisurely day, but again, it's an everyday wear type of watch. You're probably not going to be putting it down for very long, if at all. Looking at the overall framing here, it is also the Oyster style flat 3-piece links with the high polish down the center, satin brush finishing on the outer links with high polish along the sides of those. Going down to the folding Oyster clasp, which is my preferred clasp here. It shows you that it is certainly made of steel on the inside with the Rolex stamping of their logo. And this is why I like the Oyster folding clasp. You have these Easy Link 5mm extensions underneath. So right now this is a closed position, and throughout the day, if you have this snug on your wrist, you can then pull it out to give you an extra 5mm should your wrist happen to swell from, hydration or just simple heat throughout the day. It gets rather hot out here in California, so that's just how it is. And while we're here, I can actually try it on and give you my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist, the overall wearing experience, because this is quite an interesting watch. Most Datejusts, well, this would sort of fit under a Datejust style watch, but it itself is not a Datejust. Datejusts usually measure from 31, 36, and 41 millimeters. This is a 34 millimeter watch. Interesting. And if you know me from my reviews for this channel, I have a 7-inch size wrist, and I've had to wear this a little bit higher on my wrist because it comes with the full bracelet here, the full links, and actually there's something quite special about this now that I have it on my wrist. I get a good framing of the bracelet in reference to the case here, in relation to the case. And the 34, it has a smaller dial. That I can accept because it's very easy to read with those silver sunray patterning with the indexed hour markers. I have no issue here reading it, very easy to read. Very small form factor, as it will slide very easily under a suit cuff, and with the tapering of these lugs underneath, it hugs my wrist very, very nicely. And also, the counterweight of this bracelet against the case is actually perfect. I'm not feeling, that any side is actually heavier, so this may actually be, honestly, quite a sleeper within the Rolex catalog. We don't see Rolex Date 34s very often. You see more people getting the 36s, 41s, and maybe even the 31s, but the Date just sort of skip over this 34mm measurement, and this actually could double very well as a dress watch, an everyday dress watch. Low form factor, very, very balanced. I have a perfect center, center weighted watch here. I'm not feeling, I can't tell which side the case is on. And that is a testament to their excellent engineering here, and why this watch I think is actually kind of a sleeper in their catalog. I love how it feels. I love the wearing experience of this watch. It fulfills everything I want. I want to have a good framing of the case against the bracelet. Check. I have a good weight distribution. That to me is paramount, because I don't like feeling, walking around and just feeling a watch on my wrist. I don't really want to feel it, but then that's, my own personal thing. If you prefer to actually feel like you have a watch, you want that wrist presence, get a 36 or a Datejust 41. Those certainly have far more wrist presence here. But if you're going purely for function or just a better feel, I think this Date 34 has something very special going for it. But if you have other thoughts on that, I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. Let us know what you think about this watch. And would you be picking up something like this? Or maybe, having seen this review video, maybe I've changed your mind. Maybe you don't want that 36. Maybe you would actually consider this 34. Let us know down in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future. And as always, hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this. And if you'd like to purchase this watch, any other watch, current production like this one, old, discontinued, or even used, visit our site, jazztime.com. Link is in the description below, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.